Where do I start? Where do I fucking start? Honestly, where do we start with this club? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna want to edit this. There you go. Fucking hell. Edit this video. I want to put thumbnail up, Clee. And then we're going to talk. Obviously, it's 1-0 Manchester United in a game that, in my opinion, was a must-win. There was no other result that we could have got. A draw was not good enough. After the run that we've been on, a win is all that we should have been after. And, well, there is part of me that feels a little bit hard done by. And then there's the other half of me that feels that we've been massively let down. I thought obviously I couldn't do the live stream today. I was at the Sideman match at Wembley. By the time I got home, I'd missed 16 minutes of the first half. So I thought, you know what, let me not do the first half stream. I was going to do the second half, and then I realised I messed up on my StreamYard. So I thought, fuck it, I'll do a match reaction instead. And this is what I'm doing now. I'm just fucking... I try not to swear. Really try not to swear. But absolutely deflated, you know. It's just got to the point where there's not much more we can say about this squad. Do you know what I'm saying? There's no, like, what more can we say? We're not getting the wins that we need. We're not picking up any points. This manager is absolutely clueless. Absolutely. Oh, here goes the stream. The stream's playing up as well now. Let me try and get this done so I can... I've got YouTube up at the moment, which is obviously slowing it up. Where's the location thing? There we go. Let's do Stamford Bridge. I'm at Stamford Bridge. There we go. Let's save that. There we go. Honestly, oh, fuck off. This manager is absolutely just has not got a fucking clue what he's doing. What I don't get is when we're 1-0 down, they're bringing on... Let me take X off as well. That's slowing it up. All right, there we go. How are we doing, Jake? You all right? Shout you out, mate. Let's get your message up there as well, because it's got a pretty prominent message in there. Let's keep that up for a while. Blue coat out. I don't know how the protest went. Did you go today? I don't know how it went. I haven't caught up. I haven't seen anything online yet, so I don't know what's been going on with that protest. Hopefully it went well. I thought it was all a little bit convenient, all the stories that were popping out this week. But as what I was saying, I don't get when we're 1-0 up and you see Michael Carrick standing there with Ahmad, who's about to come on, and Mason Mount. You look at Rosenior and he's bringing on 2 centre-backs. We're trying to win the game. We're trying to score goals. And you're bringing on centre-backs. And not only that, you're taking off a Malo Gusto, who I actually thought was doing all right today. Whipping in balls into the box. Decent delivery. The stream's fucked up again, look. Why is the stream fucking up? Why is this computer fucked at the moment? There we go. I actually thought Gusto was doing okay. I thought he's getting in crosses in the box. These crosses are decent. I mean, if João Pedro was playing today, he would have loved the crosses that were coming in today. with one of them. Mazraoui nearly put it into his own goal with a header that hit the bar. That would have counted, by the way, because Fofana with a yellow card. I mean, with the handball, sorry. And exactly, Jake. Chasing the game, and we bring on 2 centre-backs. One of them replacing a right-back who's at least creating chances, putting the ball into a dangerous area. I've never seen Achampong do that. Never seen him do what Gusto can do. Yet he's thinking let's get him on the pitch. He ain't making subs. He's not making like subs to change or impact the game. He is making subs for the sake of making subs. It's no different to bringing on Lavia at the end of the game to replace Enzo. For what reason? I've never seen Lavia pop up, play a through ball, set someone up, wrap one in top bins, or smash a goal in, or make a late run. Like, what are we doing here? What is this manager doing? Let me just, do you know what? I didn't even check the subs bench today. Didn't even check it. Let me just quickly check it. 2 seconds. I'm just going to share my video. Whilst you're here, make sure you hit the like button and sub to the channel. If you're tuning in on X, make sure you head over to the YouTube and sub as well. Trying to get this channel up, trying to get it growing. I'm just going to share this video quickly. But, boy, we need some fucking Chelsea therapy. I'm telling you. Some Chelsea therapy. Because we are in the shit. That is our 4th league win in a row. I mean, what am I talking about? Loss in a row. Or is it our 4th league loss at home in a row? Something like that. First time since 1993. This geezer has come in and he's just setting all the wrong records. All the wrong records. I hear what you're saying, Fundamentally Blue. I hear what you're saying, but this is where we are at the moment as a club and as a fan base. Do we, prepare ourselves for a serious amount of pain? Do we hope for that pain to enable us to potentially, or I'll be honest, I can't see it happening. I can't see us, no matter how much pain we go through, it leading to a change in ownership. I just can't see it happening. How often do you see it happen in football, that the fans hound out the owners? I can't think of any real cases. I really can't. Can Blueco sell out? Well, I've heard that they can actually sell. I always thought they had a 10-year agreement where they couldn't sell the club for a certain amount of time. But apparently, I haven't watched there's other YouTubers out there put some videos out there. I think it was Eunice and Johnny Minerals will put out a video explaining that the club can actually sell. I haven't watched it yet. It's on my watch list. I am going to actually get onto it and watch it. But will they? Will they want to sell? Will it be attractive to buy? If they're putting us in so much debt, we're not being successful, they're left with a squad that just isn't good enough. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're 10 points behind Manchester United. Do you know how embarrassing that is this season after last season? Now, obviously, Man United have made changes. They've signed some decent players this year. They've got rid of the biggest problem at the club, which was the manager, who literally required Carrick coming in and changing a formation to see the difference. But Manchester United, since they played Arsenal and City, have not played well, but they've managed to get results. And a bit like today, I don't think Manchester United was superb. I don't think there was anything fantastic about them today. They don't look like a strong side, yet they get a 1-0 win away from home, take the 3 points, and they're pretty much in a very good position now to secure top 4. Whereas Chelsea, see you later. You might as well just say, see you later. We're not getting top 4. That's the thing. We are not getting top 4. I called this earlier on in the year. earlier on in the year. That's another point. Didn't even have a back four. And if we're struggling against teams that are at their weakest point, you know, we didn't beat Man United when they was at their struggling at the start of the season under Amorim. We couldn't beat them. We struggled against them the year before that when it was at their worst. I always said today was always going to be a tough game because whenever we play Manchester United, it is a tough game. But when they're at their weakest, they haven't got a back four. We've got to be taking advantage of situations like that and think, okay, there could be 3 points on the board here. And it was 3 points that we needed to take. Liverpool 4 points ahead of us. What do they play tomorrow? Who have they got? Who have Liverpool got tomorrow? Let me load it up. Everton, the derby. That's not going to be an easy game. I'll be real with you. But we've now got to hope that Everton get 3 points so we can sit there and go, all right, nothing's really changed at the moment. We need to carry on doing our job. But we're not. I mean, let's just have a look at the table in a moment because, yeah, like you said, really, they'll go ahead. Fuck's sake, let's have a look. Yeah, they do. Yeah, but the only thing I'll say in that regard is, if Everton do win, I don't see them, you know, maintaining it. So I kind of think, you know what, I will take that risk. I mean, a draw would do us good, but I kind of feel like I'll take that risk of Everton winning for us, letting them go ahead of us, for us to then catch up and go ahead of them again. But we're just... Yeah, I know what you mean. I'll be honest with you. I just think there's some fundamental positions on that pitch where we're really weak in, and it affects everything that we do. Now, I'll be honest with you. I don't think that is a reflection of today's game, not all the way through. These players that I'm about to talk about. Our defence throughout the season has clearly been an issue. Today's goal, I actually don't think was... There was issues. Obviously, Garnacho way too easily. He ain't a defender. Let's be honest, Garnacho is absolutely dreadful. Now, I had time for Garnacho. Nobody wanted him here. And I said, actually, let him come here. He's a young player. He's very good for his age. He's got very good GNA. I was focused on the stats. What an idiot I was. You know, focusing on stats. I won't be doing that again. Weren't focusing on the eye test and the discussion that was coming out of Manchester United, telling us how bad he was. I looked at his GNA. 100% boss. Listen, I'm not even joking. I'll put that on the screen. I've witnessed this guy. He's better than Garnacho. MK's better than Garnacho. Not even joking. Merjan, better than Garnacho. Clip that up and send it in the group chat. He's better than Garnacho. And I'm not even bantering him. That's a compliment. If this guy can make it as a pro, I'm telling you, the players that we've been playing around, my God. My God. I've never seen a winger so inept at taking players on. So predictable. Gets the ball in front of him. He likes to do little tippy-tappies with his toes. But he don't know what he's going to do with it. He thinks that running towards the byline is all he needs to do. And then he's going to cut back. Sometimes his touch is fantastic. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes his ball control, fantastic. Sometimes it ain't. Sometimes he does a good little dribble. Most of the time he doesn't. Today he did one good dribble where he took on two players and I thought, oh, here we go. Got the ball across the box, no one there. His decision making is shocking. His timing for everything, shocking. He doesn't release the ball when he should release the ball. There was a chance, I think it was in the first half, when he was running through the middle. He was in the middle of the goal. Neto to his left. If he had passed that just a little bit quicker, the move was still on. But it was almost as if he'd run too fast, got too ahead of him, realised, shit, I've run a bit too fast, the defender's really close here, and kind of just, let me get rid of it. Let me pass it to Neto now. And it ain't good enough for Neto, what Neto needs. The quality is just not there. And I have to sit here and say, listen, I will happily accept that I was wrong about Garnacho. Because I said, give him some time. I said, give him an environment where he can blossom. Get him out of that toxic environment in Man United. The kid's got a load of GNA. He's an international for Argentina. He's still young. He hasn't really learned under the coaches that he's been at, where he's been at. But I'm looking at this guy going, this kid has not developed. He ain't developed from when he was young, till now. And that's his level. And I can't see it going anywhere. That's his level. I've watched him enough this season now. I've given him enough chances. And I'm now looking at him going, you're not going anywhere. Your level is just not there. You should not be at a top 4 club. And I'll happily accept I was wrong about him. And we shouldn't be giving him time. This kid has played in the Premier League. He's got enough appearances under his belt to know what the Premier League is about. And he is just not good enough. And as soon as he come on the pitch, that side of the pitch, wherever it went down, had a problem. Everybody. Is that what you think it is? Yeah, we've got nobody checking the team. Yeah, like no real leaders in the team, no leadership core, no experience to tell them you need to be doing this, you need to be doing that. I mean, I have moaned about this, and I have made that a point before, and I made that point about Liam Delap. I said sign Liam Delap, but make sure we sign a good striker to go with him that can teach him his trade. And we didn't do it. The perfect scenario for next season, which is not going to happen, there is a 0% chance of this. Well, I'll say a 10% chance, and I'll tell you why about the 10%. The 10% comes from the fact that this guy has just built a house close to our training ground. But the perfect scenario is signing Harry Kane to coach Liam Delap at the same time. But it ain't going to happen. I'm not stupid. We are not getting Champions League. And I don't care. I'll say it on camera. I don't care for the Europa League. And I don't care for the Conference League. Let's not waste our time. We complain about the amount of fixtures that we've got. They make excuses for these substitutions all the time about rotation, when the reality of the situation is they're being told to sub these players on to make sure they don't lower their value. That's the truth. It's got nothing to do with rotating players. When I was younger, I don't remember players being rotated the way that they fucking rotate these players at Chelsea. I have never, ever seen it. Never seen it. You play your best squad until you need, if someone is really tired, you bring him on. If you're telling me that these players are so tired every single week that they need to be rotated every game to the point where you're chasing a game and you have to bring on 2 centre-backs to try and win you a game, bullshit, get me out of here. Do you know what I mean? This is not football. I don't care how many fucking football games there are. It's fucking insane. It's insane. Fucking insane. There we go. But yeah, to be fair, Mason Mount was better than that one. Let's be honest, because we didn't even sign Mason Mount. We sold him to you for 65 million. We're still laughing now, but you've got the last laugh at the moment because you're ahead of us. You're about to go into the Champions League, and we're about to crash out. And you're right. They gave this guy a 6-year deal. 6-year deal. This guy needs to leave. Leave. Get out of the club. It is not for you. You're not this level. You have not proved anything in your, not even in football. As a player, you have not proved anything that suggests to me that you should be anywhere near a top 4 club at the moment. Then you go into management, you've done fuck all. He should not be here. He should not be here. And this is on the ownership 100%. It ain't his fault because anyone would accept the job. It's a great opportunity. But this ownership who have employed him should be fucking getting rid of him and should be holding their hands up. You know, we saw all of this bullshit last week. The week coming up. Yeah. Your accounts are a mess. No UCL means you can't make wholesale changes. Mate, well, boss, you say that, yeah? Article come out this morning from The Guardian. Chelsea, apparently a close source to the club, there's 1.3 billion still left at hand for Chelsea to use. Even though we've spent 1.7 billion. Apparently there's still 1.3 there ready for us to use. So I don't know whether that's true or not. It just seemed convenient that all of last week, all of these interviews come out. The Palmer interview, let's put this one up. Palmer gone in the summer. Apparently, Palmer's interview was how, I don't know what they're talking about, me going to Manchester United in it. I laugh and all of this. There's me putting a post out when he done it saying, he's staying and all of this. Then I find out today during the game that there was a little caveat in there, but the Champions League changes everything. So if we don't go into the Champions League, this guy's gone, and I don't blame him. I don't blame him if a lot of our players start to leave. Caicedo's just signed a new deal, so I can't see that happening. Reece James has signed a new deal, can't see that happening. Enzo is off. I've been saying it since the start of the season, he's off to Real Madrid. I said it at the start of the season. This will be Enzo's last season. He will go to Real Madrid because his profile just suits them. I saw a little bit of interest. I saw the interest after the Club World Cup. Real Madrid are interested in Enzo Fernandez. Boom. I said from that point on, this will be his last season. Because I know what Real Madrid are like. As soon as they show an interest, they start talking in your ear, behind everyone's backs, talking to the agent, saying, look, we can bring you here, And that's what's happened. So won't surprise me if he goes. Won't surprise me if he goes. Won't surprise me if Palmer does go either. Because imagine being this star player who, is supposed to be the best player in your team. Oh, my stream's gone again. You're supposed to be the best player one of the best players in the team. Almost a talisman in the team at one point. This season he hasn't. This season he's been injured. This season he struggled. But he was our talisman the last 2 seasons. We loved him. Great first season. Has he done enough for us to be upset if he does go? Not really. In my opinion, not really. I'm getting frustrated with him as well. Just as much as everybody else, I'm getting frustrated with Cole Palmer. Don't get me wrong, I do like him. But if we get a massive offer in and we can chop it for... The problem that we all have is we do not trust these owners to bring somebody in to replace them. The replacement is always going to be someone that ain't as good as them. Or it's another dice roll. Palmer was always a dice roll. They didn't know he was going to become what he became in that first season. So they'll sign another player of that ilk. Someone that they're going to roll the dice with. And if he just so happens to turn into a Cole Palmer, yes, we've hit the jackpot. But that's the plan at this club. Sign players, just like they said, the Brighton model. Sign players that not really established, got potential. They show a little bit, interest on the outside, And when they blow up like Cole Palmer, you've hit the jackpot because their value has increased by however much. We signed him for 40 million. We'll sell him for 120, 125 maybe. That's a big flip. Do you know what I'm saying? Jackson's been a massive miss for Palmer. You are correct. And as much as he used to wind me up, Jackson. As much as he wound me up, I said I don't think we should be letting him go. Then all the stuff happened with him going on loan and how he tried to force the move, and I said let him go. But we should never have put him in that position in the first place. We should have been keeping him here because of that reason. Because I said he had a good relationship with Palmer. And we got rid of a link up. We got rid of you get the little links on Ultimate Team. We got rid of one of them. But I cannot deny that Palmer he's really frustrating me now. He's really. I thought he was brilliant in the first half today. Second half, I didn't even know he was on the pitch. Didn't even know he was on the pitch. That free kick that he had in the second half, straight at the wall. What's that about? Our set pieces today. Oh my God, how bad were they? Corners. It was Enzo and Palmer, set pieces, shocking today. Neto was all right. I thought Neto today actually had a decent game. He goes up and down. He has moments where he's really frustrating, and he has moments where you think, oh, yeah, you're doing well there. I thought he whipped in a fair few decent crosses today. The lap one, for example, which hit the bar, that would have been a brilliant goal. That would have been a brilliant goal. He got his shot off a few times. I thought he moved the ball away from danger in good areas. But then you get the frustrating side of him where sometimes I feel like he ain't got a brain. But, mate, where does this put us? You know what I mean? You know, we're going to miss out on Champions League. Let's say we lose Palmer. We're not going to replace him with someone of the same caliber. And if he does go to a Man United, we're just strengthening them. I just want Cole Palmer to start playing with the confidence that he had before. But if you're Cole Palmer, you're looking at this team going, look who's around me. Like, what am I doing here? You know, when he first came into the team, now I know these names didn't necessarily work for Chelsea. Your João Felixes, your Christopher Nkunku's, for example. But you're looking at them players going, these are decent players that I've heard of, that have been playing in, Serie A and playing in La Liga. And they've done really well. Like João Felix, everybody knows João Felix. Fucking hell, he's a brilliant player. But they got rid of him. And they just absolutely rinsed the squad. Rinsed it. Now look at our bench. I didn't even check the bench earlier when I said I was going to check it. But if you're Cole Palmer, you're looking at this going, look at this squad. Who have I got here to really play off? I mean, him and Pedro have got a decent little link up. There's too much pressure on him. You know, there's way too much pressure. Like, we are literally the reason. I tell you what, part of the reason why I do get frustrated, and I think this is the same for a lot of Chelsea fans, is because we rely on him too much. Because we want him to be the guy that saves the day. Because we expect him to do it because he's done it for the last 2 seasons. Now he's hit a season where he's had injuries. He's struggled to get back to match fitness. He's struggled with his own performance because he can't get into a rhythm. We're getting pissed off. And I admit, even I'm doing it. You know, even I'm getting pissed off. Then in the background, you've got the rumours of him wanting to leave. He's homesick and all this shit. They're the things that are just bugging the fans. And then you see him put out performance and you think, Like, I've tried to defend him all season. First half, like I said, I thought he was good today. I thought he was brilliant. Second half, non-existent. Didn't think he impacted the game. Thought he was hiding. Thought there was opportunities for him to make runs, to come short, come collect the ball. And I felt like he just kept running behind the midfielders. So he couldn't be seen. Didn't want to get on the ball. That's not a player that we want in. Like, we don't want that. We need someone who's just going to be on the ball, making a difference constantly, being a threat. Not being lazy, not being too laid back. But the thing is, he's riddled with quality. He's a brilliant player. He had a fair few chances today as well. The Gusto cross, which he tried to divert straight into the goal. Shot wide. But like I said, if I'm Cole Palmer, I'm looking at these players going, what the fuck is this? And you know what the biggest thing for me is? The biggest thing for me is I'm looking at the manager going, who the hell are you? Who the fucking hell are you? I'm Harold Palmer, 23, 24. I'm 23, 24. I've won everything. What have you won? Nothing. So how can you tell me how to go and win this Premier League? How can you go and tell me to go win this Champions League? How can you tell me how to get wins off of Man City, Man United, Arsenal? By the way, our record against the top six is absolutely abysmal. Absolutely fucking abysmal. It's not good at all. Shit, even. So when we start sitting here going, we're going to get into the top four, we need to start looking at, well, are we beating the top teams in the league? Because we're not one of them at the moment. Let's just calm it down and get back to reality where we really are as a club. We know our expectations as a club. Where we really are and where these owners have taken us is where Brighton were when they took over. We will sit between 6th, 7th, 8th, and knock on the door. If we get into top four, hurrah. But this squad building has been abysmal from year one, when I actually thought they were buying, decent players. Problem is, overpriced, big contracts. They didn't perform. They panicked. They sold them straight away because they realised, fuck, if they're shit and they don't improve in the next season, they're on contracts that are too big and we're wasting money here. Let's change the model. Ed Barley comes in, changes the model. We start signing all these young players for the future. And that's what we've stuck with. And it's just been poor every single season. This season, I said it on my last stream, I haven't enjoyed one bit of it. Probably the 3-0 against Barcelona, I enjoyed that. That is probably it. There's been few, maybe Villa, 4-0, I enjoyed that. But other than that, I don't think you can count that many games where we've actually played really, really well for 90 minutes. Today, you look at that game, we spent 45 minutes playing well. We was constantly on Manchester United. We was pushing them back in their own half constantly. We kept coming at them, probing, pushing for a goal. Constant push. Now, that's difficult to defend against. When you're constantly probing, you have to be very focused. So shout out Manchester United, because they didn't have a back four today, so they sat back. They hit us on the counter. Now let's talk about the goal. Wesley Fofana. Now, listen, I know it's not his fault for the goal, but I'm going to blame him. Garnacho, way too easy down the wing. Terrible defending. No surprise there, because he's been terrible at defending since he joined the club. No one tracking Cunha's runner. But we're missing a player in the middle of the pitch, in the middle of that box. And that's Wesley Fofana. Because he decided to go down and give it I'm injured. I hurt my ribs. I need to come off. Then comes back on after they score their goal and runs around like it was nothing. Jumps up for a header at the other end. Nothing wrong with him. Comes out the second half. Nothing wrong with him. If that was me as manager, I'd have subbed him off straight away and just said, do you take this seriously? because this player, this Wesley Fofana, is not a serious player. You can tell by the way that he lives his life outside of football, with all the shit that he gets up to outside of football. He is not a serious football player. He turns up, lives the dream. He's got a bit of skill about him. That's it. Takes the wages, takes the piss. You can see it with his day-to-day life on social media, like how he is on social media. Just takes the piss. And him going down, going, oh, now I've got to come off, has cost us a goal. Since he's come back from injury, all he has proven to me is that he ain't good enough. That's all he's proven to me. And what a waste of money he has been. 80 million we spent on this cunt. Sorry for my language. 80 million. Not only that, his wages are one of the top ones at the club. I'm not a fan. I really am not a fan of him. And people will say that's harsh because he's had a really long injury run and he ain't been back for a while. No, I'm not having it. Not having it. One of the originals brought in when they first come in, overspent on him, gave him a big contract for no reason. That's on Bowley. He's still one of those mistakes that we made when we first signed him. Never worth that amount of money. And he's just proved it. And he's just lapped it up. Lived the dream. Been injured most of the time. He's been here on 200k a week. Speeding in his cars. Going on the inside lane. Fucking X amount of points on his license. Don't give a fuck. Really don't care. I don't like him. I'll be honest with you. He's one of the players that if he was up for sale this summer, see you later, mate. Off you go. Don't care if you think he's our best centre back. I don't think he is. I genuinely don't think he is. Because and if he is, that's where we're struggling. We've got problems there. Do you know what I'm saying? We've got some serious problems there. How are we doing, DCF? You good? Just going to just want to share this video quickly to X or Twitter, as you like to call it. They should play for the badge. 100% they should be playing for the badge. This is what, by the way, this is what I'm reduced to. There's nothing about this season that I look forward to. The FA Cup, for example, against Leeds, they've just won 3-0 against Wolves. They just beat this Manchester United team, and it weren't just like a little nick to 1-0 win. They were slapping them. I watched that game. Now we've got to play them in the FA Cup. Oh my God, it's mad that I'm going to say this. I'm not confident. I am not confident because we can't play teams with heart because this team don't have it. They don't have this thing inside them called heart. They're not on it. This team ain't on it. You can move to this team so easy. If you just show a little bit of heart and go at this team, we will struggle. This is not a reflection on today. I haven't even really done a proper match reaction for today. I've just ranted since I've been on here. Today was not bad. It gradually got worse. The result is horrific for what we're trying to achieve. Champions League's gone, right? First half, I thought we played very well. Shit goal because of Fofana being off the pitch. Garnacho not being able to defend. Cunha, great finish. Great finish. Then you look at the second half, right? And now we had this problem with playing Man City. We had this problem. And We come out to the second half. Now imagine you're in you go to the changing room, you sit down, you're 1-0 down, you're looking around at each other, and the manager walks in and it's Liam Rosenior. There's no way they're looking at him and going, yeah, you know what? I believe what you're saying, mate, because you've been there, you've done it, haven't you, mate? You've been there, you've done that. You know, yeah, man. I know what you're talking about, Liam. Let's see your notes. What have you written down? I bet they go into that fucking changing room and he's got fucking an essay on the board and maths equations. I'm sick of it, man. I'm sick of the fucking nonsense that comes with Liam Rosenior. I can't wait to hear his interview after and what he thinks about that. Now, you can't blame him for the first half. You can't blame him for going 1-0 down. I'm not looking at that and blaming him because it's very difficult to do. And the only thing that I can say about it is, one, he shouldn't be here in the first place. That's not his fault. Yeah, that is not his fault. Let's just make that clear. It's not his fault. I can blame him for the result that he can't coach a win. But when I look at how we played, I thought maybe we were just like I said, I felt a little bit hard done by today, especially in that first half. We was on top of them the whole of that 45 minutes, and they've come into that half with a goal. That's football. Can't blame him for that. You can look at Fofana for his stupid contribution. You come out in that second half, right? And I thought we started well. Man United did, to be fair. Fernandez nearly scored, didn't he, straight away? But we started well in that second half. Similar to the first half, we're pushing Manchester United back constantly. And you know what? I did feel like we were having chances. I mean, Delap's one was close. Caicedo's shot was close. There was a couple, I can't remember who else had a little shot that just skimmed past the post. It might have been Garnacho. Was it Garnacho? I can't remember. And there was chances in the first half when really we should have scored. Delap missing a header from a great cross and it just bounces off of Enzo. In another game, it sits perfectly for him and we score. I didn't get to see the chance. Apparently, Esteban had a good chance in the first half. I didn't get to see it. Now he's gone down injured. Don't know what's going on with him. But that second half just gradually got worse and worse. We had one very good chance at the end with Caicedo that just skimmed past the post. Literally just skimmed past the post. Other than that, I'm looking at the wingers. I've seen Neto getting a lot of stick today. I thought he'd done all right in the grand scheme of things. But is he good enough as a whole? Probably not. I look at Garnacho and I just think, wow, that was some serious. And that's not the first game I've looked at him and gone, you are shit. You are shit. And it just gradually got worse and worse and worse, that second half. And then towards the end, I was just sitting there going, we ain't going to score. I just can see it happening. We're not going to score. It's going to be shit. And it did. We now lose 1-0 and we are where we are. We are where we are. Look at this. Liam giving notes when the team's... Oh, mate, don't. Honestly, don't. Embarrassing. What's he telling him? Do you know what I'm saying? What's he telling him? You're 8-2 down. You're 4-0 down on a day. What are you giving him? It's 85th minute. And you're giving him a note. That's another thing that really pissed me. When I saw Rosenior in that I've given Rosenior a chance when he first come into this club, right? I give any manager a chance because they have to prove themselves. Now, he's been given the opportunity. He came in at a time where we had quite easy fixtures. And I thought he managed them quite well. I thought our attack looked a little bit more positive compared to Enzo Maresca's. But it came at the expense of our defence, because our defence is atrocious at the moment. 11 straight consecutive games where we've conceded a goal is embarrassing. For a club of our stature and where we're trying to be, what? Do you know what I mean? We started the season quite well with our clean sheets, especially our home record clean sheets. It might have been our home record, might not have been home record clean sheets. I'll check that later, but I just don't get it. I just don't understand. I just don't understand. When we started playing teams with a little bit about them, literally, Arsenal, that was it. He didn't coach the FA Cup game, did he? Or was it the league? Was it the League Cup game that we got knocked out in? He didn't coach that game. And then, or was it the other way around? I don't think he coached the FA Cup game. Then he coached the League Cup games for Arsenal. I think he did. I think that's, I can't remember. But anyway, when we come up against Arsenal, the first real test under his tenure, I thought, okay, didn't get the result we wanted, but we looked all right. But so far, every team that's got a little bit about them, he's struggling to get wins against. When I saw PSG and our performance in that Champions League, when I saw him make the subs at the 60th minute and throw away the game, wave the white flag and say this is done, and take our players off, that was the moment I said this guy needs to leave this club 100%. 100% needs to leave this club. Even this, dropping Sanchez because he had one bad game against PSG and bringing in a goalkeeper that we know, and it's been tried before, is not good enough. Who do you even replace him with? Look, this guy, fundamentally blue, is correct. It's going to be O'Neill. We already know the pathway. You go to Strasbourg, then you come. Strasbourg's a training camp. You pass training camp, you get to Chelsea. Doesn't necessarily mean the standard of that camp is any good. It's going to be Gary O'Neill, but Gary O'Neill, I tell you now, is better than Rosenior. I could tell you that now. I tell you that now. Gary O'Neill is actually better than Rosenior, but I still don't want him. Who do you replace him with? Anyone. Nagelsmann's free. Klopp is free. You might think it's unrealistic. Pay the money. Klopp. Nagelsmann. After the World Cup, see if you can go and get Ancelotti back. See if you can go get Diego Simeone. Zidane's free. See if you can go get him. We could have been sitting here with Luis Enrique, by the way. We said no. You got Felipe Luis who's available. A lot of people are saying, I've spoke to some Chelsea fans who ain't keen on that because he managed in Brazil. But this guy knows Chelsea. You got Cesc Fabregas, who, if you look at how Chelsea try and run this football club, and they like to do this, like we want to be this development club. We're developing all of these managers. We're developing all these players. Fuck that. Let's go win. But if you look at that model, you think Fabregas is young. He's done well at Como. He's got him into the Champions League so far. He's doing a very good job. He knows the club. He's an ex-player. Everybody loved him when he was here. Get him in. Players will listen to him because he was a fucking great player. Get him in. Fits it. But there's plenty of managers out there that we can replace this guy with. That I tell you what. Tell me where you rank him in the league table. Go through. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Let's do it now. Right. Arsenal, top of the league. Is he better than Arteta? No. Man City, is he better than Pep Guardiola? Absolutely not, and he never will be. Man United were third. Michael Carrick. No, he's not. He's not. He couldn't outcoach him today. He's not. Aston Villa, Unai Emery. No way. No way. Liverpool's Arne Slot. No, he ain't. He's not better than him. Then it's us. Brentford's manager. No, he's not. He's doing a fantastic job at Brentford this season. Considering he's lost most of his players at the start of the season, Brentford are sitting in 7th place. On the same points as Chelsea. Bournemouth's manager, Areola. No, he's not. Brighton's manager. No, he's not. Everton's manager, Moyes. Absolutely no way is he better than Moyes. Sunderland's manager, doing a fantastic job this season with the squad that he's got. A brilliant job. I'm going to say no. Fulham's manager, no. Glasner, no. Eddie Howe, no. Daniel Farke, no. Nuno, no. Who's Forest's manager? I don't even know who Forest's manager is. Pereira Vitor, Vita Pereira. I don't know much about Vita Pereira, to be fair. So I'm gonna have to say they're level. Is he better than De Zerbi? No. Is he better than Burnley's manager? Who's Burnley's manager? Scott Parker. Say they're about the same. Is he better than Wolves manager? Rob Edwards. I think Rob Edwards has actually done all right. But they're getting relegated. So I'm going to say yes, he is. So he's better than Rob Edwards. Same level as Scott Parker. And I don't know much about Vita Pereira. So he's bottom 3 on the list of managers in that Premier League. Bottom 3. No banter. That's where he is. There you go. Bottom 3. Absolute disgrace. So what do we do now? What's the next fixture? Next fixture is on Tuesday, I believe. Who we got? We've got... oh, Jesus Christ. Brighton away. Brighton away. Do you want to check our last head-to-head against Brighton? Let's look at our heads-to-heads at the moment. Our last matches. Manchester United loss. Man City loss. Port Vale win. Everton loss. PSG loss. Newcastle loss. PSG lost. Wrexham win after extra time. Aston Villa was 4-1. I said 4-0 earlier. I meant 4-1. Win. Since Villa, shit against Wrexham, shit against PSG, shit against Newcastle. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Port Vale's Port Vale. Don't give a shit. 6, 7 games in a row that we've been absolutely dreadful. Look at this. This is shocking. 1 win in 7. 6 of those are losses. Brighton versus Brighton 2.0. Mate, Brighton away. Consider that 8 losses. 8 losses. We're going to finish 10th. We're going to finish 10th. Like, it's actually embarrassing. It's actually embarrassing. And I've seen rumours that, they want to keep him here even if he doesn't get top 4 because he needs a fucking pre-season. How about you just stop chatting shit, admit that your model is crap, admit that you don't know how to do any sort of recruitment, admit you know nothing about football, and admit you can't spot someone who's got any talent about them, especially in a managerial position, and fuck him off and go get someone who's proven that they can win this Premier League or win leagues in general. Because he ain't. He's done nothing to deserve this job. Nothing. I've done more on Football Manager than he has. So I just, what are we? This is where we're stuck. And I tell you now, we're out of the Champions League and we are not going to get there for a very long time. This is where we are now because these owners have fucked it big time. Big time. Absolutely big time. Now they're talking about changing the model. Like I said earlier, convenient this week. They pop up with an Egg Barley interview telling us that, we've been listening to the fans. We want to change the model. We want to bring some experience of the Premier League players in. We want to, bring players in with a different mentality. We want to win. We can understand the frustrations from the fans because winning is what matters and winning is exactly what needs to happen for them to start believing in us and all this shit. You're right. You do need to start winning, but you also need to have a look at your model and, like you've said, change it. So when it starts happening, we'll believe it. I'm still seeing us getting linked to this Sunderland 21-year-old who no one is sitting there going, who's signing him this summer? He's not exactly the talk of the town, is he? Then I see us linked with Diomande, Arujo from Sporting. Not bad players. This Premier League experience, we're looking at Van Hecker. Obviously, it's a Brighton player, so we'll definitely sign him. And it will be like 80 million just because they're doing this money laundering shit with them, paying their mates off at Brighton. I don't know what that Brighton owner has done to Chelsea football owners or how he's involved in it, but he is rinsing this club. He is absolutely taking the piss out of this club. Absolutely taking the piss. Because Brighton are a team where, they've never really... They've never challenged the top 4, never challenged for the Premier League. That is run as a solid business because the fans' expectations are not high. So when they're happy to be in the Premier League, they're happy to watch their team every single week, whereas Chelsea expect trophies. These owners bought a club hoping for Brighton, but wanted the exposure of Chelsea, knowing that they'd get the TV deals, knowing that they'd get we haven't got kit sponsors, but you know what I'm saying, knowing that they'd get the sponsors, knowing that they'd get increased revenue because we've got fan bases across the world, we've got merchandise that we'll be able to sell. We have the exposure in the footballing market. We have the trophies and everything, and the reputation to back it up. They have the funds. But their model is Brighton. They wanted Brighton, but it wasn't attractive because they haven't got the other bits to it. They haven't got the exposure like Chelsea does. So what do? They strip this club absolutely bare to the bare minimum, get everyone gone from the old regime, everybody. Directors, players, Chalobah and Reece James, what are they, the last 2 left from the old regime? I can't think of any other player that's been at this club that hasn't gone. They stripped it bare to bring in their own players, create their own little flipping system of players, and we are where we are. We are Brighton 2.0, like you said. We are Brighton 2.0 with Chelsea's badge, Chelsea's reputation, Chelsea's exposure, Chelsea's revenue, which they're fucking up anyway. And it's all done to put money in their pockets because the Brighton model is attractive. It just hasn't got the exposure. And we are where we are. That's where we are. That's why they're doing protests. And if you're a Chelsea fan and you haven't woke up to it, it's about time you did. Now, I haven't been massive on it. I've complained week in, week out. I haven't been massive on the blue co out. I haven't been massive on the protests and none of this. Just because I've chose not to. It's not because I don't believe it. I think these owners have fucked this club big time. I think they've fucked it big time. And I generally, they're saying we should all get behind them and protest. Da, 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 da. I do agree. We should protest and we should say that we want them out. You want my honest opinion? I don't think it will move them. It won't get rid of them. The only way it will is if we seriously start to hurt them by not buying merchandise, not even turning up to the stadium. Protesting will help in a sense that, you know, the sponsors will be, no one will be looking to invest in us. The problem that we've got with that is the sponsors are their friends. They're not getting random sponsors. These are their mates. They're paying their mates. It's all about flipping money and churning money out of the club. Because it's like you say, I saw a banner today. Don't use us as a cash cow. That's exactly what we are to them, a cash cow. Cash cow. So we ain't going nowhere. We're not going anywhere. And if we're not lucky, we'll end up like Tottenham if we're not careful. If we're not careful, before we know it, if we don't start improving these players, we'll be in trouble. Goalkeeper needs to be improved. Our left back position, I think we're all right with Cucurella and Hato. I would suggest that we get a third backup player that can play left back, whether it's the Valentina Barco, who's coming in the summer from Strasbourg, who can play left back and centre mid. Whether or not that is the player there who can fill in if we need to, then that's the one. If not, and he's just specifically going to be a centre midfielder, then we need to bring in another player. I'd say a youngster. You normally have 3 per position, and one of them is a youngster. Someone that can be a backup for a backup, and he's happy with that role. We need, in my opinion, 2 starting centre backs. Not 1, 2. Even with Levi Colwell coming back, we need 2. Because I don't know what Levi Colwell is going to be like when he comes back. He's had a horrible injury. It's going to take him, I'm assuming it's going to take him a long time for him to, you know, get back into the swing of things, get some match fitness, get some rhythm going. Right back, we've got Reece James and Gusto. You're correct. Gusto is not good enough, but he is a good squad player. And when we've got Reece James fit, we've got the best right back in the world. So that one, we probably need a centre back that can fill in at right back as well. Now, if Achampong's going to be that guy, then we're all right. But in my opinion, the 2 starting centre backs is crucial. Now, we've been linked with Van Hecke, we've been linked with Morello, we've been linked with Lacroix. Lacroix, in my opinion, we need to sign Lacroix. I think he's a solid centre back. Strong, good in the air. A lot of people are saying we need to sign Van Hecke. He's actually a decent player. I know I moaned about him being from Brighton. He's a decent player. I like the idea of Murillo because I think he's very good on the ball. If we really want to improve the squad, we need some experience, and Rudiger there is there on a free. Rudiger. Konate, I don't think he's signed a new deal, Has he signed his new deal yet? I don't know. If he hasn't, Konate's there. We need to look at each position and improve it, not sign another player that's a dice roll. They don't understand this. They don't understand that we're not improving every position. We're just rolling the dice with another youngster with potential. And if it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, we're in exactly the same position. Now, what they don't understand about their own model is that they can do the model whilst doing the other part of it as well. You can sign these young potential players and drop them in games every now and again and increase their value and sell them on. You can do that. But you can also focus on the starting 11 and gradually make it better and better and better. They could have done that from the start, and they haven't. They didn't even need to do it gradually. They spent 1.7 billion. They could have spent 1.1 billion, sorry. They could have spent 1.1 billion on 11 players and spent 600 million on youth prospects that were going to increase in value and sell on. It is the biggest misuse of funds in football that you will ever see. Maybe even in sport. Because the recruitment has been horrendous. The centre mid positions. If Lavia can stay fit, I think we should keep him. Esugu, I actually don't mind. I actually like him. Caicedo is obviously a key player for us. Enzo Fernandez is a key player for us. Now, is it working? I think Enzo's been a very key player for us this season. I think he's had a very good season for us. I thought he's given it his all. Then he come out with his bullshit, which ended up giving him a suspension. But is the midfield working? Do we need something different? Do we need a change in formation? Do we need to get rid of the likes of Cole Palmer, to change it up a little bit? I don't want Cole Palmer to go. I want him to stay. I think we need to keep our best players. But I don't know for a fact, but I'm pretty confident that Enzo Fernandez is gone at the end of the season. We're bringing in Valentin Barker. Is that Enzo's replacement? Don't know. I'm looking at your Elliot Andersons. I'm looking at your Adam Waltons. One name I threw out there that I'd be very interested in trying to get as a replacement for Enzo when he plays in that advanced role is to go and try and test Man City's resolve with Phil Foden. He ain't been in the squad for a long time. He ain't had the best season for Manchester City. He might be thinking, I need something new. He's won it all at City. I know he's, a City boy and all that. But why not test his resolve and say, listen, we'll slap 80, 90 million down on the table for him. Come sign for Chelsea. We're getting rid of Enzo. You could be his replacement. He's better than Enzo. People are talking about Morgan Rogers, but I don't know. Obviously, he's a good player, Morgan Rogers, but is he a consistently good player? Like, is he very consistent? I don't know. You look at our right winger, Esteval and Pedro Neto. Esteval is still a little bit raw, in my opinion. He's not the full article. Obviously, he's very exciting to watch. You can tell he's going to have a good future. But he still needs coaching. He still needs to be coached to get to that position. And we've got a coach here in Rosenior that's never coached a player to become a world-class player in his life. He needs a proper coach. He needs an Ancelotti, for example. This is how you're going to become a world-class player. He's got fucking Rosenior and his coaching staff, Callum McFarlane. Now, respect Callum McFarlane because he stepped in and he won that game or drew that game against City. Respect to him. But come on, there's steps to get to where you are. Credentials. Someone with credentials to put his arm around Esteval and say, I'm going to make you a world-class player. We ain't got that. Pedro Neto, he's just not good enough. He's just not good enough. He ain't. Sorry. I'd have kept Madueke. I didn't mind Madueke because he caused problems for defenders. He still does it now. But Arsenal are seeing the frustrations with Madueke as well. And they're starting to think, Why did we sign him? But for 52 million, you got to take that because he's not the full article himself. Not the full article himself. You're right, actually. Morgan and Cole in the same team, I think, would be a disaster. You saw him in England, didn't work. Didn't work. So who do we sign on the right hand side? We need a right winger. We need a left winger. We've got no left hand side at all. I'm not having. Well, we've got Quenda coming in. Quenda's coming in on the right hand side. But then we've got our left wingers in Garnacho, Pony, get rid of him. Gittins, who hasn't played for a long time, but when he has played, has not been good enough. You got Mudryk, who's been banned for nearly fucking how long? They said that he was going to be. Mate, we need honestly, we need a fucking rebuild. We do. We've got Delap up top, who I don't think's good. Like, he's not good enough. He ain't good enough at all. We've got Omega coming in. And we've got João Pedro. I'd go. We need to. Oh my god! Honestly, you're right. We just need a whole new team. It's that bad. Like, when you actually look at it, we need a whole. What did I just say now? So, like, if we're doing I spoke about players in there that were squad players that I'd sign as squad players as well. If I just do the starting 11, goalkeeper, 2 centre backs. I like João Pedro, but if you can get like a Victor Osimhen, for example, or a Julian Alvarez, get yourself the striker. We need a left winger. And I'm not sure about the centre mid position. That could be 6 players. That is just, mate, we're in serious trouble. And we're in a very bad place at the moment. But listen, I appreciate everyone for tuning in, whether you tuned in over on YouTube or you tuned in on X. If you did tune in on X, make sure you head over to the YouTube and drop me a subscribe to the channel. I'd very much appreciate it. I'm trying to get the channel to grow at a few subs today, so I'm happy with that. Appreciate everyone being in the comments. Fundamentally Blue, thank you for being here the whole way through. Shout out DCF as per usual. Shout out R 2000 and whatever it is your number. Sorry, mate. Let me find the R. You're white. R10604. Don't know who you are, but shout you out, bro. And shout out Boss for being in the chat as well. Appreciate you all. And Jake, of course. Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel. We played Brighton away on Tuesday. And I feel like I'm going to be here, depressed, stressed out, sitting here, just, you know what I'm saying? I appreciate it, bro. I really do appreciate it. And this is all I try to do is come on here and say my opinion on the club. Literally that. I don't want to do this showmanship, influencer stuff. That's not what I'm here for. I just want to talk about my club, have conversations with people about football, about where the direction of the club, like anything to do with the club, anything to do with football. Don't even need to be my own team. And just give my opinion of it and how I see it. I'm just, mate, as a Chelsea fan right now, the football cycle seems to be cycling. You know, we've had a massive ups and we're going down again, and it seems to have flipped around. Arsenal are now with their highs and Chelsea are now at their lows. It ain't a good place to be. I remember these days back in the day when Arsenal were winning things and we had to put up with it. I can't have Arsenal win the league, I'm afraid. So I'm not looking at Chelsea this season thinking we're going to do anything. I'm not excited for the FA Cup. Even if we get to the final, we saw what City could do to us. The league is written off. We're not reaching the Champions League. We're out of all the other cups. We're not winning anything this year. We're not getting top 4. This season will go down as a failure. We will not achieve anything this season, in my opinion. And I think Enzo Maresca saw that. He played a massive role in that as well. Then he jumped ship because he wanted to keep his reputation. Not happy with Enzo Maresca at all. But don't blame him because of the owners not backing him, and I'm not happy with the owners. So hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you on Tuesday. Rosenior out, Blue Co out. I'm done. Thanks for tuning in. In a bit.